1,287 days ago, I posted a video with Ben, the British redneck, and his 1972 Chevelle SS. Now the car is sitting in his garage and he doesn't drive it much because it is up for sale. So if you want to own the car, get in touch with Ben. His email is down in the description below. And keep in mind, this video was filmed over 3 years ago, so the audio quality is not the best. Apologies for that. Young Ben was not so tech savvy and not so good at audio, but I hope you enjoyed the video regardless, and I'll see you next Tuesday for the next video. Enjoy.
Hi, my name's Ben. I'm a British redneck, and you're watching Answered. My car is a 1972 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454. So about 17 years ago, I took a trip to New Zealand from England with a friend. And in the driveway of my friend's friend, he had an old brown rusted car, half under a tarp. And I said, "What's that?" He tears back the tarp, and that's the first time I saw a Chevelle. And ever since then, now 17 years later, I finally own one. Favorite thing has to be the brute force that this thing gives you, how absolutely mechanical and analog it is. It kicks you in the ass when you put your foot down. Everything is loud, everything is raw. Yeah, that's pretty much the most favorite thing. Least favorite thing is it stranding me, which it has done numerous times in numerous precarious situations. But that's just classic car ownership. So you never know if you're going to get to your destination, but you do know it's going to be an adventure. This is what the exhaust sounds like.
Hey guys, so we are in the Chevelle now with Ben. I'm Ben as well. Hopefully you can hear us over this beautiful beast of a car. First question that we have on here is it a true SS? That's probably the biggest thing that everyone wants to know about this
It's
car.
not numbers matching, but it has the right engine, it has all the right trim, has the right paint job, the right badges. So no, in truthfulness, but it is now. So it wasn't originally, but it is now.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely feels the part. It actually feels better. It feels better than a stock SS would have off the line. And that's a lot to do with the suspension setup that you have on here. So what's the suspension and wheel tire setup you're running in this car?
So I've got 295s in the rear, a staggered 17-inch rim on the front, 18 on the back. I had UMI shocks and springs lowered about maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches from stock. New front control arms, new trailing links, Hotchkiss heavy duty sway bars front and rear. So that transformed the car from basically an ocean liner with a big engine into something a bit closer to a modern car.
Yeah. Oh, sounds damn good. Cool. So, you know, we heard the story. You've been wanting this car for quite a while. And was it between this and any other cars, or were there particular things you were looking for when you ended up finding this car?
Yeah, so I like to collect a variety of cars, and this was the top of my list for classic. I have luxury car, SUV, a true sports car, but I wanted a big American muscle car. My uncle had a '66 Mustang GT350, and before that he had a Pontiac Le Mans. So he's always inspired me for the American muscle. So I kind of grew up with it, and I always wanted a cool car like my uncle.
Nice. How many people and how much luggage can you fit in it?
I've only had 4 people in it. You might be able to fit 5 if the 5th person is very small. The luggage, well, you could fit about 2 dead bodies in there, as you can see here. When I first got the car, it was everything was bedliner and just metal, and so one of the first things I made myself was this trunk liner from carpet and plyboard from the hardware store, because without these panels, if you come around here, you can get things rolling around. Unfortunately, that's the worst crack in the paint on the car. That's as it was when I got it. Somebody had something rolling around in there and punched that out. So therefore, a few bucks on materials and an afternoon in the yard, and made it safe again.
fuel efficiency like on this? I mean, it's a huge engine, sounds great. You can't really expect good numbers, but do you know where it might be at?
I'll be lucky if it's 10 miles to the gallon, probably a bit less than 10. I would estimate between 7 and 10.
What are 3 things you absolutely love about this car?
I love how raw it is, how analog and mechanical it is. It kicks you in the arse when you put your right foot down, as you can see from the video. I love the noise it makes when the right foot goes down. I love how absolutely stupid and impractical and brutish it is. It's just awesome because it's so impractical and so ridiculous.
And this car, what's really cool, what I noticed just filming today, is that this car makes not just the people in it happy, but the people around it.
Whenever I drive it, I always get attention in the good way. It's nice to make people smile, and everything from the older people who this was a car that was new when they were a kid, or young kids that get a kick out of the old cars. It's great to keep a piece of history like this alive, and not just sitting in my garage. I do actually drive the thing.
Hence why it's dirty today.
Yes,
much appreciated.
She's not a show car, but she's a great driver.
And so, what are a few annoying things about this car in particular, and owning a car and of this age, I guess, compared to the turbo that you have or the range?
Reliability is reliability is a little overrated. You don't quite know if you're going to make it to your destination. It has stranded me in the middle of the road, on the side of the road. It's been on a tow truck quite a few times. Everything from a main crank bearing giving way, causing the engine, we needed to rebuild the engine, to a simple thing like the cable that joins the accelerator to the throttle body snapped, and so I had engine running but no power, and I drifted to a stop in the middle of a 6-lane road, which made things interesting.
Does not sound like fun. Alright, if money was not an issue, what would you change on this car?
I would love to put a supercharger on it. Not one that comes through the hood, but a Pro Charger that goes on the side. I like the way it looks, just like it is. So I don't need it to grow out the hood. Right. But I'd love to put a supercharger on it, and with more power, you need better stopping. So I would like to. I still might do the brakes as well. Change so I've got all 4 corner disc brakes, and beef up the front disc brakes for what they are now.
What's the current brake setup? Is it drum in the rear?
Drum in the rear, disc in the front. Because I got this car, and I'm not, I don't know how many owners have tinkered with it, so nothing is stock, so I'm not entirely sure of all the setup. But that's a risk you take when you buy a classic with no documents.
So for everyone watching, if they don't already have a Chevelle, answer the question for us: should I get it? Is this a car that you would recommend?
Oh hell yeah! It's a lot of fun. Lots of fun.
And would you, in a lineup, would you recommend this? Would you recommend it as a daily driver, as the perfect companion to, this and another car? What's kind of the perfect 2-car garage setup if this was one of them?
If this was one of them, I guess depends what you like. Either get a nice SUV and this, or get a nice 5 Series Beamer as a companion to this, because that's a lot more practical, won't break as much, and still fast, but the luxury is what you're missing out in this car. So it doesn't have air conditioning, it has a heater that works well, but when it's hot outside, that doesn't help.
And the stereo is just, the pipes coming out the back, so no real entertainment in this car for you to tinker with, but you just put your foot down. It's totally fun. So that's actually all the questions we have on the list. Ben, thank you so much for your time, for letting us have some fun with the Chevelle today. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comment below, and we'll see you next month for the next episode of Answer. Please subscribe. Peace.